Stella Greenspan.
Hi! I have some questions for you from models.com.
Sure. Okay, so you're a stylist, a creative mastermind, a general force to be reckoned with. What was the initial spark that attracted you to this world? Do you remember the first moment when you started paying attention to fashion more?
I don't remember a specific moment. I do remember from like a really young age that I loved wearing clothes, and I knew very early on what I felt comfortable in and what made me feel empowered and how I wanted to be perceived by the world, I guess. I also, from a very young age, was drawn to people that had really strong personal style. Like, I wanted to see more of them and I wanted to learn more about them. So that curiosity has definitely been there from a very young age and carries through till today.
Would you say that that's part of the reason why you came to New York? Or you're based in New York?
Oh yeah, I was actually born in New York. I grew up my whole life in Zurich, and I was in art school and then wanted to pivot into fashion. So did a summer intense course at Parsons. And while I was there, I met a bunch of really interesting people. Among them was Beat Bolliger, who was the first stylist I ever encountered, and also coincidentally was the first person that offered me a job. So I moved officially to New York to be his assistant, and really through like the hands-on experience is when I realized this is what I want to do.
Were there any specific instances or unique experiences early in your career that sort of helped shape your perspective?
I assisted so many different people, and the one thing that stood out to me was that everyone has such a unique approach to how they style. That my takeaway from all of this is that it's really up to you to kind of carve out your way of approaching this and to be confident in that, and just, it's okay. Your way and your process, if that works for you, that's good.
So you've spoken a lot about collaboration in your creative projects. Would you say that's an important part of your process?
Collaboration is the most important and the most enjoyable part of my job. I love collaborating because it's amplifying different voices and experiences and perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Fashion and image making are so deeply personal and rooted in culture and everyday surroundings, lived experiences, history and heritage, art in all forms, and the interpretation of all of that. The most exciting part of collaboration is the different points of views and experiences and perspectives that everyone is bringing to the table. That's what makes a shoot dynamic. And it's my favorite thing about my job.
So, what else makes your ideal working situation? When do you feel the most inspired or the most creative?
I'm most inspired like when the whole team is excited about the shoot, when there's a safe space for like dialogue and for trying things and for playing and for like just being heard and seen, and everyone's like enjoying themselves and is like has the same end goal of wanting to produce like hopefully really amazing images, but also is enjoying the process of getting there. Obviously I love working with new people and like anyone whose work I really respect, but I also really love to work with friends, case in point.
Oh.
So that makes it just that much more fun.
I feel the same. What about casting? We haven't spoken about casting at all. As a stylist, how important is that side of the project to you?
Casting is extremely important. Sometimes I feel like it's the starting point of the creative conversation. It depends who the talent is, how to approach it, but sometimes there's conversations around like, who is this person? What facet of them are we going to highlight? Are we just documenting? Are we telling a story? You know, that's a really strong part of a creative conversation. And then sometimes it's kind of the other way around, where it's you have already this character or this story in your mind, and you're looking for the perfect person that can like make the story come to life, and if that's in their essence or even like their personal style, or it can be anything that will just bring the story to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any advice you would give to aspiring stylists, the next generation, people who are just starting? Share your wisdom, Stella.
Yeah, I mean, I have a two-prong advice.
Okay.
First, pretty straightforward, just like be patient and resilient. I mean, I assisted for almost 10 years, so that would be my first advice. And the second one is to just use this time to, I'm using air quotes, play, but if you don't need to request look 17, everyone can request look 17, and chances are you're not going to get that look. So have fun, collaborate with your friends, see what part of styling you really like, borrow your friends' clothes or work with friends. Like, there's just a lot you can do, and that can help you figure out what your strengths are and what you're passionate about within styling, and to kind of use this time and to, because there's so much work involved obviously with our job, that this is such a great time to also be able to kind of like, yeah, really have all the freedom and really, really truly play.